ladies and gentlemen. This is my version of the American Graffiti Coupe. I had a couple of comments where people would like to see what my interior and my trunk looks like and how close it is to the original car. This car is what I call a nut and bolts clone. That means it is as close as humanly possible to the original car using original parts whenever possible. That did make sourcing the parts and using them extremely expensive. That means that I used a fiberglass body and a fiberglass grill shell to help save some of the cost, and also to get the chop as close to the movie car as possible. You see, there are original chrome reverse wheels from the 60s. 1965 327 Chevy with four two-barrel Rochester 2Gs. You can see the shortened fan that's been chromed. You can see the correct headers. You can see the correct 1958 Rochester 2Gs that were correct for the car early in filming. You see the correct linkage. You can see the 1932 original radiator with a 1935-36 top welded on as in the movie car, and that allows your vertical mount straight right there for the support rods. You can see the firewall that has a 61-62 Chevy truck master cylinder. You can see the Corvette relay there on it. You can see the F1 steering column. You'll get a better view of that inside the car. The fuel line is draped over the left side. That's the left side. Hell, I don't know. Right side of the master cylinder, as is early in filming. During filming, they had running trouble from the car, and they dropped it down and added a fuel filter. Here you can see the headers. You can see the Pitman arm, the correct style steering. If you look here, you can see the front suspension. Everything on the front of the car has been chromed. That was extremely expensive according to the original builder. The car cost approximately $12,000 just to get those original parts chromed, not to purchase the parts, if that gives you any idea of how expensive this endeavor is. You can see the headlight stands are original. The headlights are original vintage pieces that are correct for the car. They've been painted. Everything has been painted the correct way. You can see the relay over there on the firewall. You can see the distributor, correct plugged vacuum advance. And again, you get another view of the engine there. Walking around the car here, let's take a step and let's go to where they wanted me to show. Here you see the interior. It's as close to the movie car as I could possibly make it, including using all original parts where possible, antique vinyl, and also aged vinyl as well to match the patina. Original Anson swing pedals, original F1 Ford steering column. You can see Milner's driver's license in there. You can see the original column drop, Coupe steering wheel, the correct gauge panel with gauges. Now these gauges are one thing that's different. These are 1962 vintage Sun gauges. These are a complete set. So they're pretty rare on their own, but they're not correct for the movie car. It was a piecemeal set of gauges from different types, mostly from Stuart Warner, but they all didn't match. You can see the correct windshield extension there. Those little guides. You can see the correct shifter with the correct piston knob shifter top, and it is one of the original style ones with the notch in the bottom. The modern ones have the notch. You can see the ticket sack bag ticket holder. That pouch was made for the movie in the original car. This car was added, and it has original 1962 California tickets in it to give it a little bit of authenticity. Whenever you bring it out, you can read about Milner and all of his different tickets he got. See the interior, see how it's done there with the headliner sagging just like the movie car. We tried to make everything as original as possible. You have an original 32 Ford seat that's been aged. Everything has been patinaed to try to make it all match. You see the 1956 Ford Victoria trim that's been added to the doors. You can see some oil change reminders there that I added from Ray's Automotive that I thought was pretty cool, but some people may not like those. That just depends on you. Let's move around here to the trunk. The trunk is done as close to the movie as I could possibly get. You do have a plywood cover over the original gas tank, which is a small gas tank, less than 10 gallons. So it takes very little time to empty this thing out. You can see the correct tuck and roll upholstery and correct tuck and roll top to the trunk. And everything's all set up as close as possible to the movie car. All right. Well, thank y'all for watching. The Doberman's out, so we're going to be going for a walk. Y'all have a great evening. I appreciate you following along. And if y'all have any questions or requests or anything I can do, I'd be glad to show you more. And hopefully there'll be more of us driving this thing later. Thank you. Bye-bye.